Dragon Ball Sparking Zero already has a new trailer with the first official gameplay. A few days ago, a gameplay showcase was announced that would last approximately 13 minutes, and we got some good stuff. They showed us a complete combat between Goku and Vegeta, detailing several specific mechanics of the combat system, in addition to new characters focusing on several of the most iconic Dragon Ball Super characters. So let's take a deeper look to see what we got. To kick off, they showed us a confrontation already seen enough in previous trailers between Goku and Vegeta, but we see that specific dialogues and interactions will continue to exist between two rivals who have a bond in common. In this case, they are rivals, also some family ties or enemies. On the HUD, we can see the life bar and the key bar, of course. We can also note that the meter levels to use certain skills continue to delimit the techniques, so in that aspect they are remaining as faithful as possible to Budokai Tenkaichi 3. In visual terms, the gameplay continues to look super fluid and with visual values that don't disappoint at all. Mobility is being developed pretty widely, getting the maximum out of the fight scenarios. Also, the details to the destruction of objects in the environment is very well carried off. Here Goku moves with a lot of freedom in every possible perspective. The camera angles remain faithful to Tenkaichi 3 too. Basically the arena fighter with a lot of mobility that we love so much. The combos are displayed in several aspects. The melee attacks that have strong combinations but keep the rival in the same range, and we also have the powerful punches that send them flying, giving the opportunity for more chain attacks. I managed to notice one or another combo that is taken directly from the Goku moveset of Budokai Tenkaichi 3, movements that are obviously based on its techniques shown in the original material. Not only Goku, I'm sure that this will be noticed in many other fighters as we test all the fighters in the game, like for example with Barter, which later in the trailer part of his moveset was shown and it is practically mirrored from the Tenkaichi 3. Another element that of course should be emphasized is the wear of the clothing. Now it appears that unlike Tenkaichi 3, fighters' outfits deteriorate as they receive damage no matter what type of attacks they are. It's not necessary for you to receive a devastating ultimate or lose a beam struggle for your suit to be destroyed, and that seems to me a great decision. Not only does it make it feel more genuine, but also ensures that this element is present in almost every combat. It looks amazing. But well, specifically talking about the mechanics, our friend here at the showcase, Jun Furutani, producer of the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero material, mentioned several things that may interest us. Most of all, a brief breakdown of what are the mechanics that were kept from the Budokai Tenkaichi game saga and also the new mechanics that were included. Here they clarified that they maintained the systems like the Dragon Dash, the iconic counter-attack system, here they refer to the consecutive attacks with the Vanish, and also the impact actions, which are basically those that allow the beam struggles. By the way, thankfully they kept this mechanic because I think I speak for everyone when I say that it was one of the most iconic mechanics of all the Budokai Tenkaichi saga. Nothing makes your heart beat faster more than mashing the button against an opponent to see who wins the duel. It should also be noted that, according to what could be appreciated in the gameplay, every time the fighters perform a special technique, on the side we can see a command with a trigger that marks the beginning of a power-up action, an element that is also in Tenkaichi 3, and apparently they took the time to include it too. I like that. Talking about the aspects of the old gameplay system that we all know, that was all that was highlighted, but new elements were also included. According to Furutani, one of the biggest changes was the increase in the movement speed of the characters, making that normal movement as fast as the dash from previous games and allowing a short dash that lets you move at an incredible speed with the button that used to be for the dash. This reflects a bit the movement actions in a Dragon Ball Z Kakarot combat, for example. I think this is the most according comparison that comes to mind at this moment, but in that case we would be talking about a change that would make the fights faster, because this action can be used to dodge rival attacks, charge a powerful hit, or a ki blast too. The producer also talked about the actions that can be done with the skill counter, which is filled as the fight progresses, and this allows you to boost your skills by giving them damage boost at the cost of one or more skill points. Additionally, they mentioned a mechanic called Revenge Counter, which allows you to deliver a powerful punch while absorbing basic attacks from an opponent. Practically, an armored hit. The next mechanic is Super Perception, and it works like as we saw in this and previous trailers, allowing us to counterattack actions of the opponent, even key energy waves. That's why here Goku deflects Vegeta's technique. It can only be executed when they have enough skill counter. Finally, they added a new mechanic called Vanishing Assault. This allows us to approach the opponent instantly, so we can choose whether to attack directly to continue with powerful blows in chase or arrive from the back to continue with a fast short range combo. The truth is that all these changes for the moment seems to me a right decision, since they allow fresh air to the fighting mechanics so that it can keep up as a modern arena fighter at the same time that they respect the most iconic elements of the Tenkaichi saga. This way, we proceed to the final part of the showcase, where they show us a new trailer introducing new fighters from the roster, a focus between characters based on power and others based on speed, so we could see familiar faces as Super Trunks, Master Roshi, also with his muscle form, Barter, and Geese, Nappa, and also Broly. But be careful, because we would also have revelations of Dragon Ball Super warriors that no one really expected, like Kakunsa, Warrior of the Universe 2 from the Tournament of Power. We also had a glance at the characters that excited me a lot, like Dispo, Heat, and Topo. As it was not enough, Kale and Broly were shown to us in a duel between two legendary Super Saiyans, fights that Budokai Tenkaichi fans know that we will also emulate as soon as we have the game. The visual deployment of Sparking Zero continues to live up to my expectations with every new trailer I watch. The special techniques and the detail in each of the combinations is pretty convincing. This also confirms that the scans we saw a few days ago about the game would be focused on the characters who would appear in the Power vs Speed trailer. And finally, something I was really looking forward to, the character roster at the end of the trailer continued to be filled with the recently revealed characters, which further confirms the fact that all 164 playable characters will appear here by the time the game is going to release. Things are getting more and more interesting with Sparking Zero, and I'm dying to see more game content. We have not yet had an official release date, but it's very likable that the next trailer they brings us will have information regarding that, and of course I will keep you up to date with the topic. So if you're interested, you can go watch my previous video about Sparking Zero where we cleared some doubts about the previous trailer. Guys, that was all for today, and I'll be watching you in the next video. Take care and see ya.